share any experience of Srila Prabhupada.
Okay, I drove from Vancouver, Canada to Portland, Oregon, which is 6 hours away. And we met Srila Prabhupada in 1972, June 6th. Many, many young people went to get initiated, maybe like 100. And so Srila Prabhupada took us for a morning walk, and he's always attacking the scientists, atheistic scientists, in his morning walks. And this was no different. We went for a morning walk in a park near a little temple, and there were some ducks and some frogs in the pond, you know. And so Srila Prabhupada stopped, and he looked in the pond, and he said, "So, what is Mr. Frog saying today?" And the scientists are like frogs. They live in a well, and they're thinking, how big is the universe? And they keep expanding and expanding, and then they, boom, they blow up. What is Mr. Frog saying today? And then he would challenge us, and we would have to be the devil's advocate. Oh, Prabhupada, they say that there was a big explosion and the Big Bang, and then somehow the universe cooled down, and all these various planets had their own orbits, and everything was highly organized. And it probably would smash it, you know. How can you get order from chaos? If I explode a machine, does it all fall back together? Like that, he would chastise the atheistic scientists. So one of his primary targets were the atheistic scientists, of course, the Mayavadis as well. But he was training us up to launch an assault on the so-called Brahmins, the intellectuals in all the universities, and they were all towing the atheistic line. They all fallen in line with Darwin. So that was his first time I had a experience with Srila Prabhupada. So other small occasions, we were pretty hardcore revolutionary type young people. We were the rebels in modern American society. And so, you know, we're always like, everyone's going to hell, everyone's a demon, you know. We go out and just kind of attack people and sell them a book. So when I came to Los Angeles, we come and visit Prabhupada when he came to Los Angeles. We drive down the coast and meet Prabhupada. And very soon after I got initiation, I was with Prabhupada in Los Angeles, and I was sitting maybe 10 feet away in the group, you know, in front of his Vyasa-san during Bhagavatam class. And he looked at me and he said, Krishna consciousness is a gradual process. Just don't be so, like overzealous. He said, just relax, just take it slow. It's a very gradual process. Because we were all like, all the time we were just like overzealous. We're known to be overzealous. We'd attack people in the streets, overpower them. They'd have to take a book or they wouldn't escape. So Prabhupada was saying that, devotional service should be done in a very regulated way, a very smooth way, not like fireworks and then it's all done. Another time they said, it's your turn in Los Angeles. It's your turn to put the chandan on Prabhupada. So Prabhupada came in, darshan of Rukmini Dwarkadish and Gaurnitai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, and then he sat down. And then they said, now. And they gave me the chandan. I was just very shy brahmachari. And I went like this. And Prabhupada went, and he put his head for me, and I put it there. And then he turned his head like that, and I put it there. And I was like, okay. I was so nervous. And Prabhupada was just grave, and he said, thank you, like this. When he initiated me in Portland, I sat down, and the devotee who was selecting names for us. If you had a name starting with A, then it would be Ananda. So my name started with a K, Christopher K, K, and it could be male or female. So I got a female name. And so the Prabhupada's secretary, Pradyumna, he was choosing all the names. He was a Sanskrit expert, and he chose a Mataji's female name. So Prabhupada took the piece of paper and he looked at it. And he looked at Pradyumna. He said, "What is this nonsense?" Like this, just like shaking. The whole building was shaking. He was so angry. And Pradyumna was cowering like this. And then he said, "Okay, I will choose his name." And he looked up like this, and he looked at me. He said, "Your name is Kripanidhi Das." Everyone, yay! Kripanidhi Das. So those are some of my encounters, personal encounters with Srila Prabhupada. And of course, the Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada. Myself and my godbrother Abhinanda, we dug Prabhupada's Samadhi. It took us about 11 hours, I think. Because Vrindavan was a tiny little village. There was no tractors or there were no excavators or anything. So that was my final service.
Thank you.
Question number 2. Why is it important to show our gratitude through writing Vyasa Puja offerings to Srila Prabhupada?
It's a kind of conscious surrender to, expressing our heartfelt emotional attachment to Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet. So at least in that once a year opportunity, we can remember and reflect on the great importance of our relationship with Srila Prabhupada and the greatness of Srila Prabhupada and the wonderful accomplishments that he was empowered to do through Lord Chaitanya. So we get that realization by writing down our realizations, glorifying Srila Prabhupada, because we do have a connection, a relationship with Srila Prabhupada, whether grand disciples, great-grand disciples, everyone has a relationship with Srila Prabhupada, for sure. Prabhupada comes to us through his instructions, through his it's a mystical thing, very mystical. But we're experiencing Srila Prabhupada as we serve in ISKCON. He said that ISKCON is my body. And the BBT is my heart. So Prabhupada is very present. He's not, limited to, he's not an ordinary person. So he's the external manifestation of Super Soul. He's the external, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in servitude, like that. So we connect and we experience his presence. We experience our emotional prema, our love for Srila Prabhupada. In doing service, we feel that expression of love when we do service for Srila Prabhupada. It's expressed through our great appreciation for him, our great appreciation and realization of the great things that he's accomplished and done, and that we're his anugas. We're his anugas. There's Rupanuga, Rupa Goswami, who is the father of devotional service. And Srila Prabhupada, we're his anugas, Prabhupada anugas. So, yeah. So that's why we should write Vyasa Puja. And perhaps in that vein, I think we could also make a diary of offerings to Prabhupada during the year. So writing, Prabhupada said, helps us realize, it solidifies our realization. It cements it. So thank you for the interview, because now I'm going to go and write some offerings to Prabhupada.
And the last question is, how is Srila Prabhupada still here with us?
Well, that's explained by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, right? He reasons ill who thinks that Vaishnavas die, for Vaishnavas live in sound, spread the holy name around. So Prabhupada lives in the words, in his Vani. So the Vani is more important than Vapu. I had very little personal service to Srila Prabhupada, but when we're serving Srila Prabhupada, especially I was distributing his books, you could feel the presence of Srila Prabhupada when you're distributing his Bhagavatams, especially Bhagavad Gita. You could really feel his presence. So Prabhupada is present. If we follow his instructions, if we commit to trying to spread his mission, if we commit to following his directives, sadhana bhakti, chanting every day. And we also experience Prabhupada through devotees. We can experience him when we attend kirtan and festivals and so on. We feel Prabhupada's presence. So he's definitely very much present within ISKCON. So we want to remain under the lotus feet of ISKCON, for better or worse. Like a marriage, for better or worse, stay under the umbrella of ISKCON, which is Srila Prabhupada's body. Yeah.
Thank you. That was very nice.
Was it okay?
Yeah, it's perfect.
It feels comfy right now, though.
Okay, so we'll do each question like
Okay,
one
you
recording.
shoot the question and then I'll
Okay,
respond.
you can ask